Performance 330E experience, stage 1 tune and modded exhaust. Of course, this is not my car, but that of my wife. She puts in all those things to keep the heat out. So this gives you the interior. Let's get the seats folded back. So rev counter. It's an automatic 8-speed ZF. Some aluminium parts and also performance parts all over the place. This is all even for your seat belts. So there we go. Put on our seat belts, of course. I'm starting her up. Let's see if we can. This is reverse. This is but automatically closes the doors, which is a nice thing. And the drive's really nice. A very elastic power plant. That's about 353 horsepower, almost 600 newton meters of torque. So it goes like stink in my opinion, and at 8 speed is so fluent. So it will shift extremely fast, but also because you have 8 speeds you keep the RPMs extremely low, which is also a good thing, of course, if you want to drive more economical. The sound that you hear is that of the standard exhaust with a resonator delete. So it has quite a lot of dampers underneath the car, and if you remove the last exhaust box, that's where the resonator is located, and that's now straight piped, only that part. So all the other exhaust boxes are still in place, only the resonator removed, and then you get this type of deeper sound, which I personally extremely like. You have to do the speed bumps in a slow manner because it is on amp performance underpinnings, which are lowered even more. So it gives you quite an indication of the stiffness and the lowness of this ride. Take this route, of course. Let's try to put a finger on this video camera, otherwise we might lose it. It's still not driving high RPMs, but you feel quite involved with this car. In my opinion, this is a roundabout. So with the rear wheel drive, it's different than the front wheel drive, of course. You get quite a nice feeling of being pushed instead of being pulled, which is the case with front wheel drive. Sorry for that. Let's get it back up to speed. There it is. And it feels more natural, so to say. You can also blip to the gears with the manual override of the automatic. That's also very nice and interesting. The only downfall to that, but it can also be a big plus for you, I also had an abort with this system, and with the abort you can downshift and upshift, and if you do not shift, like for example 1 minute or something like that, it goes back to automatic. So upshift then again if needed. But this, if you force into manual, it will stay into manual, or you have to put it in automatic again. So that's not something that I like that much, but that's the only way this thing is operating. The plus point is, of course, if you are putting it in manual, if you're manually shifting, that you don't want it to go to automatic anytime soon. But in this case you can only do the manual, which is also the sport automatic. It's the same slot. You put a gear indicator in, which is an automatic of course. So also if you want the sport version of this automatic transmission, you need to push that, and then you have to manually flip through the gears. But it would be nicer, in my opinion, that it would go to automatic after a few minutes again, if you're not using it anymore. On the track you will use it anyway, so that's for me the best way, and I think Bart nailed that. But on the other side, if you want to keep it in manual and you have to flip it again from normal back to sport and then get the automatic, that's also something that can be solved, of course. But for me that would be a little bit more intuitive and nicer, so to say. So more of enjoyment when you want it, and also getting back to automatic quite rapidly again if needed. So I hope this gives you quite some perspective on the setup. So with this is an M Performance 330e, so you have bigger brakes, etc. You have that M Performance suspension, which is even lowered a lot more. There's the M Performance body part, and it is a quite sporting drive, so that's one thing. And the other thing is, because it is an M Performance, you have already the underpinnings and the brakes covered, as I mentioned, but the power was still 252 horsepower, which is plenty for normal driving, as sporting as the car appears to be. And that's solved when you then, it also has keyless go, when you then add to that grandeur the Stage 1 tune. So that's his finalizing it. That's also the perforated discs front and rear of M. Performance which are great, of course. Also see how low it is. Quite low. A very nice car. And this is the nice black tail. Exhaust system, as I mentioned, so there's only the less resonator box has been cut and being straight piped. Have a great day.